Hey there, welcome to our YouTube channel www.timecourses. So continuing with our efforts of helping you enrich your word power, I bring to you another video on vocabulary building, the topic of which is harness the power of emotional words. Now in this session, I will help you understand what emotional words are and everything that will help you identify and use effectively these words that I will discuss with you. So here we go. Understanding emotional vocabulary. So what exactly is emotional vocabulary? Why emotional vocabulary matters? These are the questions that would come to your mind when you hear the phrase emotional vocabulary. So let me help you understand. Why emotional vocabulary matters is because it helps create self-awareness. When we know the right words to be used in the right context, then it helps us understand and convey feelings in a better way. It also helps us improve our communication abilities because we can then clearly express emotions that lead to leaving others less confused about what we feel and what we have expressed, and then form stronger connections. In addition to that, emotional control is also something that it helps us develop and gain, because when we can identify and name our feelings, then this helps us manage them, reducing impulsive reactions to emotions, okay, or to situations. Then we end up having stronger bonds and stronger relationship with those around them. So sharing emotions fosters trust and openness with others, and this makes us a better individual, or makes us better individuals at a social level. Okay. Now we have building resilience also, which helps us. Okay, so building resilience is also something that results when we have a better command on the kinds of words, emotional words especially, that we know of and that we are able to use, because a good emotional vocabulary helps us reflect and grow, making us stronger in tough times. Okay, so these are the the reasons why we need to understand what words what words express emotions, and then learn to master them. Okay, so we have what is emotional vocabulary. So this question is very important, and you need to know what exactly emotional vocabulary is all about. So let's take a look at these aspects: definition, types, purpose, benefits, and examples. So how do we define emotional vocabulary? What exactly is emotional vocabulary? Emotional vocabulary is nothing but the use of of words that accurately describe how we are feeling, and this, as I expressed earlier, also helps us gain a command on a lot of aspects. Then what are the types? Of course, I'll discuss the types with you, but the very common types, or the commonly experienced types are love, happiness, anger, fear, sorrow, etc. Then what is the purpose of emotional vocabulary? Why do we need to use emotional vocabulary? Why do we need to know what emotions words convey? That's because they help us identify, understand, and of course communicate feelings better. What are the benefits that result? The benefits is, one of the most important benefit is that it makes us emotionally intelligent, and of course helps us in effective communication. Fine. The examples I'll discuss a little later, so please stay with me till the end, and do not forget to follow, like, and subscribe to our channel www.timecourses. Okay, I proceed with telling you types of emotional vocabulary. So we have positive ones, we have negative, and we have neutral, and we have a few more. What are the positive ones? Those that present pleasant and uplifting emotions. So those kind of words that create positive vibes. Then we have the negative ones, of course, that a lot of us experience, and we also need to have those words in our kitty to help express those feelings that are negative. We have negative emotional vocabulary, and this reflects unpleasant or painful emotions. We have neutral ones, which are neither positive nor negative, and they describe those emotional states that do not exhibit any kind of strong emotions, be they negative or positive. We also have intense emotional vocabulary. So, intense is something that's deep, that's profound, and these are those words that capture heightened emotions, adding depth and intensity to our communication. Then we have subtle emotional words also, which convey more nuanced or understated emotions, and those are also words that we need to use effectively so that others are able to catch them, or we are also able to gauge them when we hear them from others around us. We have complex emotional vocabulary, and these are those words that capture emotions that are multi-layered or hard to describe, but the words do give us some idea. Okay. Now, let's take a look at these types with examples of each. So, the first of them was positive, and positive emotional vocabulary, the examples of it are those words that are like joyful, optimistic, elated, content, grateful, hopeful, compassionate. I could go on, and please do try to add more which are consistent with the ones that I have here for you. Okay. Then comes in the negative one: angry, upset, envious, despondent, terrified, ashamed, bitter. All of these, students, are adjectives, and they will help you understand what difference one emotion has from the other, and so it will give you a command on what you express. The neutral ones comprise curious, thoughtful, nostalgic, indifferent, restless, and even romantic. Now come in the next ones, which are intense, furious, exhilarated, devastated, overwhelmed, and horrified. Now, as you may have understood, furious is an intense emotion. It's not a positive or it's not just a negative emotion, but it is a very intense emotion. It arouses deep emotions in us. It makes us a little wild and makes us go uncontrolled. So, that is what intense vocabulary is about. So, when we are furious, we are exhilarated. It's a very positively intense word. Then when you hear somebody is devastated, again something which is very deep, which is very profound. Similar is overwhelmed and horrified. These are a few examples. Then we come to the subtle ones: wistful, yearning, discontented, apprehensive, unsettled, and pensive are a few examples of subtle emotional vocabulary. Then there are complex words like embarrassed, like resentful, guilt-ridden, awed, regretful, grateful, ambivalent, reluctant, bittersweet, etc. Okay, so do try to take a look at them, keep them in mind, and also try to learn how to use them as well. Now, let's understand categories of emotional words. I begin with the first one, or the first set, which pertains to happiness, and words that help us convey happiness are joyful, elated, ecstatic, euphoric, etc. Then sadness is conveyed using these words like melancholic, heartbroken, despondent, anger using the words or the adjectives furious, irate, enraged, okay, indignant, fear with words like anxious, terrified, apprehensive, scared, joyful, melancholic, furious, anxious, elated, heartbroken, and terrified is